Hey, welcome to the channel everybody, or welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, I'm so happy you're tuning in, and if you're a frequent viewer, what is up? I am B-Hub. Today I'm really excited about this video. One of the things, if you've seen my videos and you know my heart for this game, I want to help out the free-to-play community as much as possible. So today I did one. I wanted to do this for a long time on Clan Boss to show you that a free-to-play player has the potential to push into those high levels of Clan Boss. So as you can see here, I built a Clan Boss team. We ran on Nightmare and we ran 4 rares and 1 epic. And the one epic that we ran was Yaga, which is one that you'll get for free from the game. I want to show that you don't have to have the best legendaries and all this crazy stuff for you to be able to run this stuff on Nightmare and to push even higher. Now, this was one of my best runs on Nightmare, but I'll show you some of the other runs that I did as well. Alright, so let's see here. Sort of a different picture. So we have another Nightmare run where I did 10.3 million damage. The video that we're going to be watching here in a little bit is going to be gameplay of this Nightmare run, which I almost didn't get my thing recorded. But we did 10.81 million damage. And as you can see here, we did that with this same team. It's pretty good. So we switch out actually between Veteran and Bogwalker because they are some pretty decent interchangeable heroes. I have a guide on both of those heroes for you if you want to see it. But I'm really excited about today's video because you can really see the kind of damage that you can push. So I'll show you some other ones. So on Brutal, we did 17.72 million with this team. And we also did a 15.33 million on Brutal. And on Hard, we hit like 20 million damage with the team on Hard. So as you can see here, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different areas that you're going to be able to excel in, and you can do it with just these kind of heroes. And this is a pretty bare bones team, which means if you get anything that is an upgrade, man, you're going to be pushing into some really high damage. Yaga on my team, he doesn't even have all of his skill books. He doesn't actually have any skill books on him. So this is the minimum damage that Yaga does for me on my team, which is awesome because that means you can either upgrade yours or you can replace him with an even better hero. Imagine replacing Yaga with like Aothar or an epic like that. Your damage is going to go up really, really high, but it can be done with this kind of team, and that's what I'm excited to bring to you today. Alright, so let's take a look at some gameplay footage of this exact team. So I want to give you just a couple of the pointers, some of the finer points, but honestly this is a pretty simple fight to pilot. Now your Apothecary is going to be the fastest one of your team, and Apothecary is there so that he can go first, he can boost the turn meter of your team and give them their speed boost. That's what Apothecary is on this team for. The more that you go, the more damage that you deal and the more debuffs that you can land. So that is what Apothecary is for. Now, some finer points about Apothecary. One of the things that you're going to want to do, I'm going to go over the gear a little bit later in this video so you'll see this, but Apothecary is the only person on this team that does not run lifesteal. Apothecary is in all speed gear, which means that Apothecary is going to have to heal himself. That's something to take note of. Now, why this is important is because if everyone is at full health, then the clan boss is going to punch Bulwark in the face. He's going to hit the person who's in the lead if there are no other circumstances like somebody having low health or a weakness of affinity or something like that. But Bulwark is who we want to get hit because Bulwark is going to have an opportunity to trigger his passive ability, which you can check out in the Bulwark video that I've already done. So with that being said, since Apothecary is not healing off of its attacks, you're going to need to heal Apothecary manually, preferably right before the stun attack is going to happen. Before that stun hits, you're going to want to use Soothing Chant on Apothecary to heal Apothecary back up to high health so that it doesn't get stunned. So that's one thing. Now the other thing that you're going to want to take note of is you can only have 10 debuffs on the clan boss at any one time. One of these always has to be the attack down. That has to be on there. We cannot sacrifice attack down for another poison. We will die very quickly if that is the case. The weaken is less important, although it is always very helpful to have. The HP burn is amazing off of Bulwark. We love HP burn. We want that as much as possible. And the rest are going to be poisons. So you're really going to be looking for like 7 to 9 poisons on Clan Boss, and you have to have attack down. So Here's what you need to do for some of your finer points. If you have all 10 debuffs already up, then don't waste your cooldowns on Kale and on Yaga. Both of them have their abilities that can land multiple poisons in one hit. Kale's A3 and Yaga's A2. If you already have all 10 debuffs on there, don't waste those cooldowns. Wait until those cooldowns wear off like we just saw, and then go ahead and reapply the debuffs, just like that. So there you go. And that's most of how this fight works. Other than that, it's just rinse and repeat. Bulwark gets stunned, you land your debuffs, and Apothecary is there for speed, and heal Apothecary before the stun. And that's really how this fight goes. And this is the Nightmare run that you're watching right now. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. And then we go until we can't go anymore, until Bulwark is the last dwarf standing. And a final note before I forget, don't use Veteran's A3 ability. It has this ability to put a blocks buff, debuff on the clan boss, and it's a waste of a space, so you don't want to use the A3. You're really not going to be able to play this team, I don't think, effectively on auto, so you are going to have to manually play it, and just don't use Veteran's A3 ability. So there's that little piece. Now the last thing that I want to do is go over the gear and the masteries with you. Now I'm not going to go in depth on all of these things. I just want you to see some basic principles of the gear. On Clan Boss, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know this. It's pretty important. There's a couple of stats that you need to look out for. If you have a debuffer like Yaga, you have to have accuracy because you have to land your debuffs. It's so important. So as you see, my Yaga has crazy accuracy because we use an accuracy banner just like this. Now the other thing you're going to want is speed. So speed on your boots, and then you're going to want a mixture of defense percentage and HP percentage on your other stuff. So those are really the 4 big things that you want when you go to Clan Boss. You always need speed because the faster you go, the more damage you deal and the more debuffs you land. Then you're going to need defense and HP percentage because you have to survive. The longer you survive, the better. Even on a character like Kale, which you'll see in a second, Kale is an attack character. So for Kale, you might think, well, if he has higher attack, he does more damage. To an extent, but really how Kale does his damage is landing his debuffs. So his accuracy is important. Look at this attack. It's pretty low. His HP is high. His defense is high. That's really what you're looking for. And on the rest of these characters, as you notice, Apothecary is the only one who's not wearing a lifesteal set. Apothecary, you just want to go as fast as possible so you can get the most turns and the most speed boost that you possibly can out of those characters. So as you watch that, I hope you can kind of see that. You can go back through and you can look at any one of those characters and see their stats individually, but 4 of them have lifesteal, and then Apothecary is all speed. That's really what you're looking for in this fight. Alright, last up is the Masteries. So for your Masteries on Apothecary, you can want, I don't have this last one, but I would put Spirit Haste on it for you. Now if you need to, you can pause the video here or take a screenshot or whatever you need to get these Masteries. For Kale, for the one that I'm missing on there, I would go with Sniper so he can more consistently land his A3. For Bogwalker, I have a guide, and he looks exactly like this. You can go check out that guide if you like. Veteran, if you're going to use either one of them, Veteran looks the exact same, and there's a Veteran guide. For Bulwark, there is also a guide, and Bulwark looks a little bit different because he is passive, and he's the one who gets stunned, so I built him a little differently. And then Yaga is up last, and this is what Yaga looks like. Honestly, I think it's the exact same as Veteran and Bogwalker, because these are your debuff kind of things that you're trying to land. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or you feel like there's anything that I left out that you didn't understand, hey, let me know. I wanted to make this pretty quick because I wanted to get through it, but man, I am just really excited about this video. I'm excited to put out there to you guys that it is possible to get this stuff even at, as a free-to-play character. With this team, you have a really realistic shot of getting the Nightmare chest, that ultimate chest on Nightmare with using this team. You'll have to use all 4 of your keys every day, but man, you have the ability to do it. And maybe you can't do it every day, so maybe it's every other day. But man, you have an opportunity to push, and that means you can get into a higher clan. You can do all kind of stuff with this material. You can do it with 4 rares and 1 epic, and the game gives you that epic. Now, obviously, you're going to be looking to upgrade these heroes. So if you get anything that's even better, like an Aothar or maybe a Juliana or like something like that, man, that's great. And if you get legendaries, that's even better. And if you're missing some of these heroes, hey, look for some replacements. Some people who do some similar kind of stuff, like Veteran and Bogwalker are interchangeable. If you don't have Bulwark, look for somebody who can place weaken and defense down. Ryzen is one of the fusion that's permanent. If you get Ryzen, he'd be a good person to put on your middle team or on your team so that way you can land defense down and weaken. That's 2 debuffs that will help increase your damage. So there's a lot of different things that you can do and play around with and toy with, but it's so possible to get high level content out of this game as a free to play character. You just kind of have to know what you're looking for. So I really hope this helped. If it did, hit like and hit subscribe. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm thankful that you're watching, and thankful to the community for really supporting me. I appreciate it. I hope I can continue to support you. And until next time, peace out.